All right, we are there. Take it away, boys.
It's me, Mario.
We are live in the Santan Valley. Tom D. Camillo along with Dan Bush and Joe Carreiro, and this is CACLive from the KQCK studios. And joining us in the studio today, a very special show. The band So Much for Serious, CAC students from the city of Maricopa, and they're going to be playing music. We're going to sample some of their CD and also listen to them play music live. They're providing the background music for us right now. And joining us today also is Dan Bush, as our special guest honorary announcer, co-host today, who's knowledgeable about everything. And Dan, welcome to the program.
Good to be here again, as usual. There's one less ostrich here, though.
There is, I know it. Mr. Doodles passed away.
Oh, that's sad. I like Mr. Doodles. Good job, guys.
We appreciate it. Let's give him a hand. That's we have a lot of people listening out there. If you're down at CAC, there also is a viewing party down in the where is Dan, in the T building?
Got another viewing party going on out there, huh?
101, is that where it is?
I think it's in T115. 116.
Yeah.
But
we've got listeners and viewers all over the world today as well, not just in the Santan Valley, Arizona, where we are broadcasting from, but from other countries, because this is the internet after all. So we have a global audience, so everybody, Rusty at least dressed up for it. I don't know about everybody else.
There may be a scout out there in Papua New Guinea that wants to bring you down.
And Dan, I think your dad's listening in back in Indiana.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He just texted me and he said, "I see you." So
I need to throw the chat
I don't
on here.
see you, but
All right. Well, we have a terrific show today. We're going to talk to Dan Bush about the EIT program, and then we're going to get right into the music and the story about the band So Much for Serious. And Joe, why don't you give the fans that are out there the chat line?
All right. You can call it. You want them to be able to call in or just do chat today?
We can do either one. Give
All
them
right.
both.
If you want to call in, 480-745-1033. If you want to call in during the show, there's a good chance we won't answer it if the band is playing. But if you want to jump on the chat, you can go ahead and jump on at where Jeff Ross, hey there, Jeff, just signed on, KQCKlive.com. And if you're listening, just on the listen now, you can jump over to live chat. If you're on the watch now, well, you're going to get to see these fine guys playing. So Much for Serious. Impressing me already with their incredible.
they're very coy. They're very coy.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
can see that. Yeah,
Once we give them
especially
a
the
mic,
guy in the suit here.
Yeah. Once we give them a mic, though, it's all going to go downhill.
Hey,
So-
right on.
Well, let's Dan. Before we introduce the band, let's talk briefly about the EIT program and how this all came about. Come August, you're going to be the first full-time professor, EIT professor at Central Arizona College. You've been doing that as an adjunct for a while. You've built the studio. The program's exciting. It's been growing, and one of the products of that has been an opportunity for these young gentlemen to come in and hone their music and actually have a top-notch recording studio to work on their music. Several of them.
Yes.
So let's talk about the program first.
Sure.
What is it?
The EIT program is the Entertainment Industry Technology Program. Central Arizona College is not the only college in the country that has it, but I think we do it the best. And I may be biased because I'm now the full-time professor of recording engineering there, but we do have 3 recording facilities there, plus a DAW, D-A-W, stands for Digital Audio Workstation Mac Lab. There's 20 state-of-the-art Mac Pro computers in there. We have a 48-track D-Control recording studio, with pretty much what they use in L.A., Nashville, New York, and the major studios across the country. We have we have sound bites now. We have a 24-track studio. It's a C24 console, and these guys have taken several of the classes that I've taught. These are my babies. I've had them since they first came to CAC. I've changed their diapers actually. So they've been with us since Digital Audio Workstation. They were the inaugural class. And how many semesters do you guys have until you graduate?
Like one.
One more semester, and then they've made it. They have their associates of entertainment industry technology with a concentration in live popular music performance. So
Live popular music performance.
Uh-huh.
And you guys have a lot of fans out there. Let's see, we have T116 in the house.
go T116.
Tanner's out there saying hello. Jeff Ross, greetings from Gilbert.
Yeah. Well, these
Just
guys
to
are
name a few.
These guys are breaking into the scene. They just went on they started a high school tour. They're hitting all the high schools in Pinal County doing performances during their lunch breaks. But the EIT program, and we're going to talk to them in a little bit about how it has shaped their career, and hopefully they attribute some of their successes to what they've learned and experienced at Central Arizona College in the EIT program.
I do have a quick question for the guys here. From what I understand, you guys are called So Much for Serious, but you were originally going to name yourself the Peacocks. What happened? Now we know why. There was enough said.
Dan, how did...
awesome enough is all it was. Just couldn't want a name like that. So much for Peacocks.
So much for Peacock.
And a shout out to April out there coming on board with us. Hey, April.
Dan, talk a little bit about, with this type of program, what is your background?
Oh, well, my background, although I am coming from a marketing director position at the college, moving over to a professor of recording engineering, I actually have been in the music industry longer than I've been in marketing, probably for about 14 years now. My background is mainly on the recording and performance side. My career started actually in high school, released an independent record, was picked up by a local producer who I then interned with for 2 years, recording an album from 1997 through 99. That's when I learned how to record by a professional producer, and then that's when I formed a band at that time. We won Battle of the Band contests, we're on the radio, compilation CDs. We started touring in the Midwest around, in Indiana was where our band was from. And then we started expanding out from there. We toured for a couple years. We did we did a remix CD, subsequent sophomore album. We've worked with Marilyn Manson's, at the time, now defunct, Vanity label, Posthuman Records. We produced a remix for the band Godhead. It was under the direction of the guy who did the Blair Witch soundtrack. And so we worked on that project for a while. Godhead doing the song Eleanor Rigby, originally written by the Beatles. And so we did a remix of a remake, if you will. And so basically then I focused more on, then we did music videos. We've had several music videos released. We got a lot of radio airplay. They played us on, I think we charted at 28 on National Specialty Radio. With one of our songs, I think in the 40s, with the other song that we had released. And we did music video campaigns that were on Fuse TV and so on and so forth. I've directed some music videos myself. Then I just really focused on the recording side. I moved out to Arizona, and so the rest of my band is still in Indiana. So we get together when we do music videos and things like that. But for the most part, I've always been the core creative writer of the band. So I've continued to write music, and hopefully this summer we'll get another album finished up and get that one out there. But so my experience in the music industry has been as a performer. On the business side, I've also done, a lot of the management aspects. I have a record company that I founded called Cold Fusion Records. It's a music publishing company, and so I've had a hand in a lot of different things over the past 14 years. But by far, this is the most fun because now I get to dump all of my lessons learned and all the mistakes that I made onto these fine folks, so they don't make the same mistakes and they actually will hopefully follow their dreams and continue to behave and or not behaved, because behaving isn't rock and roll, but and then get the job done. So I'm here to help them in any way I can, and I know the rest of the EIT staff at Central Arizona College is also willing to offer them whatever we can offer them to help them succeed in their career. It's
an amazing amount of experience that you have, and CAC is really fortunate to have that in this area. And you'd indicated that the studio itself it has the same type of equipment as stuff that goes on in LA, Nashville. Yes. How do you come by something like that? I mean, how did that land at CAC?
Well, we had went out for a bond issue in, I don't remember what
2008.
2008. And we did a feasibility study, and a lot of the people in the area indicated that they would like to learn about music production, music performance. But there was nothing in Pinal County there was no type of educational programs in Pinal County that offered anything like that, had the equipment, had the expertise. There was nothing around. You'd have to drive into Tempe or go out of state for something like that. So Rick Moore is the director of bands at Central Arizona College. He basically scoured the country looking for the best entertainment industry technology curriculum out there, which schools were doing it, who was doing it well, how were they doing it, and basically borrowed a lot of those the criteria and the curriculum from those other institutions, brought them to Central Arizona College. And the community has, graciously blessed the college with an investment into the future of these fine young gentlemen and everyone in the EIT program, and they have helped us build 3 state-of-the-art recording studios, state-of-the-art Mac Lab, and they came to me. I have worked at Sweetwater Sound in the past in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and so I had experience with building studios. I built a visual communication studio for IPFW. For my senior project, I built my own home recording studio 3 times, and so
every time
I move, I build a new one, and it's bigger and better than the last one. And so they tapped into my expertise on how to architect a studio, everything from soundproofing and how to arrange the walls so that it minimizes the reverberance off the walls, to what type of equipment we need to get in order to give these guys the tools they need in order to succeed, in order to really learn what the industry is doing. If we gave them rinky-dink equipment, they'd get out there into the real world and they would not know how to operate it once they got into the studio. And that's just on the recording side. We also provide live audio and sound courses, so they learn how to do lighting, how to do live audio, which is very different than recording in the studio. They learn, how to fix equipment, how to solder, how to build cables. They learn how to do rigging. So really, they're exposed. It's a very versatile program, because even if they're majoring in the live popular music performance, like the gentleman here today, they still have to take recording classes. They still have to take live sound classes.
Do they have to take classes on how to hang studio lights?
They have taken some live lighting classes, so some of those skills may come in handy. I'm sure you guys will talk after the show today.
Nice.
So students that are taking this, Dan, and you always hear back, back in the day of recording companies taking advantage of artists. Mm-hmm. And when you go through a program like this, these young men are performing, but they're also learning the background. So how does that help them as they're performing, as they're growing in the industry, if they want to pursue a career?
Well,
different items within the industry.
That's a good question. And the thing is I'm going to talk to these guys, you don't need a degree to be in a band. But the thing that this EIT program prepares them for is when they go out and compete in the music industry, they are not only competing against all the other bands that want to do this for a living, but they need to understand how to write contracts. They need to understand how to do taxes as a musician. They need to understand the business side, and they also need to understand how the industry works. If they don't learn this stuff now, they're going to learn it as they go, and they're going to make a lot of mistakes. We all have made a lot of mistakes in the industry. Sign contracts we didn't want to sign over rights that we shouldn't have signed over. Maybe when you hear your song playing on Spotify or something, it's like, yeah, if I would have done that differently, I'd be making a lot more money every time that song plays. And so we need to instill in them some of the fundamental basics of the music industry and the business side, so when they go out there and they negotiate their own contracts with, whether it be venues or record companies or publishers or sound catalog companies to get their songs playing in movies or TV or commercials or on video games, so they know how to talk to these industry professionals. The professionals have been doing it for decades, so they're going to typically take advantage of these young artists, and so we want to equip them so they go in there and they say, no, there is no such thing as a standard contract. This is what we're proposing, and although maybe they won't have all the chips lined up in their favor when they're a new artist, at least they'll know what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, and they'll be understanding of the business side in order to make educated decisions to further their career without stumbling through it.
You look at history bands like Boston, John Fogerty, Billy Joel, they're all littered. History's all littered with people that signed contracts and spent years fighting legal
battles. Trying to get out of them.
Yes. Yeah, and it's taken its toll on some of them that they just stopped making music,
right,
which is what they wanted to get into it. Let's, Dan, why don't we introduce the band real quick, and then we're going to play a song, and then we're going to get them mic'd up so that you can ask your questions, and the rest of the show is going to be devoted to So Much for Sirius and with them playing and answering questions.
All right, so
all right.
We're going to go ahead and
gotcha.
We're going to play a track from So Much for Sirius. It's track 1 on this EP right here. This is going to be a song that's coming up on their soon-to-be-released full-length album. This song is called Proclamation, and then we'll get So Much for Sirius up here to talk to you guys.
me show you how. Fight the battle, growing stronger, even when the skies are falling down. So pick it up now, turn it up loud, get a move on, get the word out. Retribution, revolution, it doesn't have to end this way. It's a different situation, talking to myself in my imagination. Not about the love or illumination. It's a different story, it's a proclamation. It's a different situation, talking to myself in my imagination. Not about the love or illumination. It's a different story, it's a proclamation.
And we're back. This is Central Arizona College, the CAC Live show on KQCKLive.com, coming at you from the Santan Valley, Arizona. We're here with So Much for Serious. You just heard their debut single, Proclamation, coming up on their debut record, their full-length album. I'm going to introduce the band to you guys now. This is So Much for Serious. We have Luke here to my right.
Hello.
Hey, ooh, that was sultry. We have Rusty. All right. We have Jeremy.
What's up?
And we have Ryan.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, Ryan.
I'm Ryan.
Yeah, that's Ryan over there. And we're going to talk to these guys for a little bit, and we're going to talk to them about their future regarding their CD release, their future in the EIT program, and there we go. Now you can say hi.
Trying
again,
to do
Ryan.
everything at once. Sorry.
I hear you. You're fine. So, all right. So here we go. So I got some questions I want to ask you about, but I really want to talk to you first about this record that's coming out pretty soon here. Now, you guys have been in the studio for how many months now?
A lot.
I think 4.
4 months, and you've been working with another EIT student by the name of Matt Butcher, who we want to do a shout out to. Hey, Matt Butcher.
Matt Butcher.
Matt Butcher is an EIT student. He's actually majoring in all 4 of the EIT tracks: popular music performance, artist and venue management, recording engineering, and live audio. And he was the recording engineer on this project. This is the band's and his capstone project, where they've all come together and worked very, very hard into wee hours of the morning. I know, because I've had to unlock the studio for them. They've been working on this for a very long time. It's going to be a 10-song album. They only think it's going to be a 9-song album, but I've convinced Matt to make it a 10-song album, so they need to have that conversation after this show. But anyway, they're like, oh, he's taking over my career. So the deal is they have an album coming out. Why don't you talk a little bit about that process, the learning experience, and what people can look forward to and expect with this first record?
So, just about the album or the whole
The
learning
process, and then let's talk about the process first, and then what they can expect with the album.
I wasn't there, so you guys got to talk.
We kinda
He was out that day.
We added Rusty halfway through the recording process.
No, you added me like
Okay, maybe 3.
2 weeks ago, essentially.
Pretty much.
So Rusty has 2 weeks worth of stake in this album.
Yeah.
So when we split up the royalties, he gets 2 weeks.
Is it a juicy steak?
Damn.
That still could be huge.
I know, because these guys are going to explode. Explode. So all right. So tell us about the process.
The 48-track studio that just got built by Mr. Dan Bush. Did you hear the peacock?
Yeah, I can hear the peacock.
Where's the peacock?
The peacock outside. It's beautiful in there. What's the board that they have in there?
Well, if you take the class, then you can play with it. But no, it's the 48-track decontrol service made by DigiDesigner now called Avid. So, yeah.
Product placement.
Yeah, but basically we've been going in there like for 4 hours every Monday and Wednesday for these past few months, and we just set up and record,
Day in and day out. With some tracks.
Now, a lot of people don't know what actually is entailed with the process of recording. For instance, they think a band just goes in there and plays a set like you do live, and then you hit record and you move some buttons around, and then it's done. I mean, can you explain to people how the layering process or how that works?
Well, it's not really done like most people would expect. It's like you go in, and typically we start by recording the guitar tracks like one at a time, and then the bass, and then we add the drums, and then after all that we go back in and do vocals, and they all just pile on top of each other, but we never really play together in the studio.
And then we re-record the drums.
Yeah, 5 times.
It's sort of a depressing process because, like, as good as people tell you sound live, whenever you hear yourself back on recording, and it's got that flat sound because the room is silenced and everything, you feel terrible about everything.
That's what
whenever you
reverb is
record.
for.
And then they mix it, and you feel amazing.
Yeah. Well, I need to break this news to our listeners out there, is that the song that you just heard, Proclamation, the band actually hasn't heard the finished product until just now. Yeah. In fact, I got a copy from Matt Butcher, who's the engineer on the project, just a half an hour before we left to drive to the studio here. I listened to it in my car on the way here. I wouldn't let the band hear it yet because I needed to listen to it first to make sure it met all of the required criteria of the class, which it definitely does. Way to go, Matt! You're getting an A. But the thing that's really neat about it is the band, as they're going to hear these songs today for the first time as you guys. Now, they played them, but remember, they played them in pieces. So, Luke sang something, and then Ryan played some drums, and then played some more drums, and then Luke played some guitar, and then Rusty played some bass, and then Jeremy played some lead, or maybe Rusty didn't play some bass and just started 2 weeks ago and pretended he did. So, basically, the bottom line is they haven't heard it all come together, mixed, and mastered with reverb until today. So this is just as exciting for them, hopefully, as it is for all of you out there. So, all right, tell us about the record now, the album that's going to be coming out.
It's circular.
So you play it in a CD.
Yeah, typically.
Okay.
Music on it.
Shiny? Or
very
shiny, okay. Very cool.
Sort of rainbowy.
Do you want us to talk about the music on it, too?
Let's talk about the performances embedded within the shiny object, too.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, it's funny.
What style do you guys play? Let's start there.
Yeah, that's a good
We
place.
play country.
Japanese
gypsy
techno
country.
pop.
Japanese techno
gypsy
pop.
techno pop.
Okay, they're all lying to you guys out there. They see, as artists,
We're
they
really
don't don't define their art with labels. So they transcend labels. But if we had to beat it into a label, what would you call it?
I would say alternative.
Alternative what?
Alternative rock.
Alternative rock.
Alternative rock. Okay. So what are some similar bands or influences that may have inspired your sound, or at least bands that you like to listen to who may have played a role in how you guys have structured your sound?
Blink-182.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I hate to say it, but Blink was a big inspiration, and other bands like
Hey, you guys, grab that arm and pull that towards you a little more so we can hear
You
you.
hear pretty voices.
There we go.
All right.
Jeremy doesn't talk anyway, so,
Jeremy, say hi.
Hello.
Hey! All right!
But other bands like Sum 41 and Say Anything, Angels and Airwaves, a lot of just really alternative bands, I would say.
Very cool. And so, would you say that these bands are they also your favorite bands, or just your influences, or, you guys listen to a whole bunch of different stuff, obviously.
Katy Perry.
I listen to a lot of Tupac.
Yeah?
So when you guys were asking me earlier if the Bee Gees ever came into town, if I could get you tickets,
Oh, man.
that was was I not supposed to say that?
No,
That'd be great.
we would love
great.
Bee Gees tickets.
Perfect. And Culture Club and Boy George,
Who are
right?
the Bee Gees?
Oh, yeah.
Right
Gotta
on. That's
love
what I'm
Boy
talking
George.
about.
Oh, that's another thing we learned. Another thing we learned in the EIT program. Lots of different music.
Yes.
History of rock and roll class.
Jeff wants to know, any Gin Blossoms influence out there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. actually. Lots of Beatles too.
We actually have an EIT student by the name of
Right on.
Drew Curley who is interning at the recording studio owned by the Gin Blossoms in Tempe. So we definitely do intern placement too in the EIT program. So for those out there in Pinal County or the world who want to get exposure to that sort of thing, why don't you hop on over to Santan Valley and especially Signal Peak campus, Central Arizona College. Maybe Joe's going to sign up for one of my recording classes and learn how to use this Pro Tools that he just bought.
Yeah, that's right. We may have just started a major airplane
Convergence
right out
on-
to Arizona now.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
It's worth it. Don't call me Shirley. Okay, so all right, so you guys have just embarked upon a Pinal County High School tour. Okay,
Yes.
so why don't you tell us about that?
Why don't Jeremy? You should start. You don't.
Well, the first show we played was at Casa Verde High School in Casa Grande, Arizona.
Yay!
Yeah.
And
It's
were,
really
and
awesome
were they
playing in front of
receptive to the performance?
Oh yeah.
It almost
Yeah,
sounds,
they were.
It almost sounds like you're reading like a textbook definition. You're like, we played in Casa Grande, Arizona.
Is there a teleprompter you're looking at?
Yeah, in his computer brain.
Now you also played at your own home high school, right?
Oh, no,
No.
that's next week.
Oh, that's next
Next
week.
week.
Hopefully.
Maricopa High School.
Now you guys are going to rock that joint because
yeah.
you still know people from there, probably, right?
Yep. Mostly the seniors. Like
Yeah. And when you were seniors, they were what? They were sophomores.
they were like 8th graders.
Oh, okay. So you're like their big heroes then.
Yeah.
Like you guys are, you're the inspiration for them. And then when you go back, you can totally plug the EIT program so that they can all be like you, and then get in my class, and I can change their diapers until they have evolved into the performers that you guys are. So very cool.
Our listeners out there want to hear more from J-Dog.
J-Dog.
And somebody, let's see, Mateo
Oh,
That's mad.
Matt.
wants to know what color underwear Ryan's wearing.
You know what?
he's not wearing any.
It's gray today, Matt.
Those are my underwear. What are you doing with those?
I'm sorry. This is awkward.
Okay.
Next question.
Hey, on that note, why don't we listen to another track by So Much
All
for
right.
Serious? Track number 2, I believe, is called Chase Horizons, and this is one that we were just tidying up last night in the studio, and I think Matt stayed up all night to finish this one up just so he can get it on the air today. So let's take a listen to that, and we'll be right back.
Here we go.
Good job, Jeremy. We still. The mic's on?
Do you want him to be? Do you want to talk during the song?
There's a place that we can go. Pack your bags, let's hit the road. Intense desire burns like fire. The waves are calling to admire. There's a place where we can go.
Don't fall over next mic. He's trying to get the gold coin. That's what Popper Stop is. He learns stuff.
I wanna hear 1,000 voices, a million noises. So lend me your ear. Tell a story of pain and glory. We will be here, destroying the madness, escaping sadness. So let's disappear. Like sharks and lions, we'll chase horizons.
And we're back. What do you guys think? First time hearing it done, huh?
Sounded delicious, Matt.
That's amazing that this is the first time they've heard this.
Yeah.
On the radio.
So you guys didn't even play this together? You played it all like
Well, they
you
play it
came in
live.
and then you
They
right,
play it live, but not together. They haven't heard it all assembled into one magnum opus yet.
That's amazing.
Opus?
Yeah.
That's a good word.
You like that? You're free to use that. I got it from Charlotte's Web.
We have a word game.
You got to watch out. You got to watch out what Dan hears you say because he can take little clips and save them for 3 or 4 months.
Oh, yeah.
And just really come out with something
Well,
awesome.
see, I'll edit them together to
Right,
then make them say something completely different.
Thank
and then,
you.
and
Thanks, Dan.
I'll post it up on their Facebook page
know,
and say, look what Ryan said about Luke's underwear. Yeah. So you're listening to KQCKLive.com. This is the CAC Live show in the Santan Valley, Arizona. We're here with So Much for Sirius, and we've just listened to 2 of their brand new songs that are coming up on their debut album. And I wanted to talk to these guys about more about their recent successes. But what would you say is maybe one of the setbacks you guys have experienced, or what's your worst stage mishap?
See, yesterday, we played at Vistagram.
Pull that mic in, buddy. Right. There
Vistagram
you
High
go.
School, and I kicked my my kick pedal straight through the head in the middle of a song. So I would say that's a pretty big mishap.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the rest of you?
My worst is I always forget to loop my guitar cord around, so no matter what, at least once per show, my guitar cord ends up coming out, like during some important part where I need it really not to come out.
That's an occupational standard,
Yeah.
I think, though.
You first?
You know what? Our last show at the Penn Center, a dragon actually came down and burned my guitar, so
Yeah,
I
that
didn't have
really
one
happened.
to play.
But that's a beautiful mistake. That's amazing.
So describe your first performance at the Pence Center. I mean, the Pence right now is the Central Arizona College Theater, and it is currently under renovations. We're getting it all beefed up, state-of-the-art sound and lighting equipment put in there, all new bells and whistles. And so when it's all done, it's going to be a real destination point for touring bands, local bands, and not to mention also theatrical production, plays, concerts, performances, you name it. If it requires a stage, this will be the place to do it. Now, you guys have played in the Pence prior to it going under construction. You want to explain how that was? Because that
man.
was probably your first stage experience ever.
We were really awful.
Oh, we were.
Like,
I mean, we still are, but we were way worse.
There's subtle levels of awful.
yeah,
Right.
level 4.
So how did you guys all meet? How did the band actually form?
You want to tell this one? Let me get. I'll tell it.
You
Okay.
you start.
Me and Luke were friends in drumline. In high
Drumline.
school. Yes, drumline. And Jeremy also went to that high school, Maricopa High School. Woo! And we decided.
A little more enthusiasm, please. I mean, come on. There we go.
Yeah, hooray! And we decided to start a band after a while, just me and Luke. And then eventually we found out about the EIT program, and that's actually been one of the main launching points of our band career.
Yeah.
And
A for the day, Ryan. A for the day.
Hey, we got a question out there really quick. Who's the guy with the glasses on that looks like Chubby Checker?
hi, I'm Ryan.
No, you don't have glasses on.
I know. I'm just saying I'm Ryan.
Oh, that'd be Rusty. The one with the bow tie is Rusty. He's the
ties are cool.
newest member of
Who
So
asked
Much
that
for
question?
Serious.
Who asked that question, by the way?
Like you know,
That was Warehouse 1.
Oh, I know that guy. I know that
yeah.
guy.
That's either my boss or my supervisor.
who are
Yeah,
different people.
you're mean.
apparently.
You're
Yes.
very mean.
Yes.
CAC Tom wants to know how you heard about the program, the EIT program.
It was your mom, wasn't it?
Yeah, she saw there was a pamphlet that she had gotten because she was trying to get me to go to college, and she brought it and she was like, "Hey, you want to be a musician and stuff?" And I was like, "All right." "Hey, Ryan, you want to come with me?" And he was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then we ended up getting Jeremy to move to CAC.
Out of nowhere.
We were like, "Jeremy, you should move and be in our band." And he was
Yeah.
like, "Okay."
It was a huge commitment on his part, and he just moved to the college.
Spontaneous
Yeah.
impulse decision.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So it was a pamphlet that did it.
Yep, I think
Yeah.
so.
I wonder who designed that pamphlet.
Probably you.
Yeah, it probably was me. Well, that's cool. So what made you stay then? I mean, so you go to college. I mean, it's a new
like-
culture. It's a little different than high school. I mean, you don't have to get a hall pass to use the bathroom anymore.
It's-
I mean, what actually made you stay?
Go ahead.
It's just been awesome. Like,
It's like the School of Rock.
Yeah.
You know, the Jack Black movie.
Yep.
it's exactly like Okay, wow.
Me and Luke are like twins. It's scary.
Finish each other's sentences.
Yeah. Or talk at the same time.
We don't talk. We weren't ever going to say that on the radio, but now I guess everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yep.
We finish each other's sentences.
and do
Nice.
awkward
Someone else
silence
talk.
in rooms.
Hey.
Are you guys soulmates?
You're
supposed to say no, by the way.
No comment.
You're supposed to say no.
the same
We're not.
person.
So I do have to ask this. There are rumors out there, and I need you guys to address this rumor for me.
Oh, man.
There's a rumor
That's true.
that Jeremy is actually a robot.
He is.
And
Jeremy.
I need to know how the rest of the band copes with this.
I think Dan. I think robot is a racist term. I prefer cyborg.
Yeah.
Cyborg.
I mean, a lot
How
of
about
people really-
mechanical humanoid? Is
There
that
we
more
go.
PC?
I like that
Mechanical
one.
humanoid? Okay.
He doesn't know that we know. He'll kill us if he knows that we know.
Or
It's in
begin
his
the
programming.
apocalyptic dinosaurs versus robots war.
Versus zombies.
Okay, so explain to us the songwriting process that you guys. I mean, who's is there a main creative force?
Luke.
You guys all collaborate. How does that all work?
It's Luke.
No. Well, basically, like, I mean, I'm a delivery driver, so I sit in my car all day, just like singing to myself because I'm crazy, and
Yes, you are.
I'll just be singing like random melodies and stuff, and once one gets stuck in my head, then I'll bring that back to the guys, and we'll write guitar parts to it, and then add the drum part, and then lyrics come last. So
Okay,
that's basically how it works.
very cool. So you guys have one more semester to go in the EIT program. Aside from my class, because I know that was your favorite one of all.
yeah, definitely.
What are some of the other classes at Central Arizona College that you've enjoyed in or outside of the EIT program?
Entertainment law.
Entertainment law, and why did you enjoy that class?
I learned a lot about contracts.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like what
We
did you
just-
learn?
We just recently put together a band agreement, obviously between the band, and I think that class was a big help in like looking through, because you can get like a template or something, but then you look through it and you're like, I don't really need that. This should be changed to this. So I think that was a.
And what's the purpose of a band agreement?
It's so that if someone like say Rusty leaves the band, and then sues us, prevent stuff like that. You know? Not
So-
that you will, Rusty.
I might. I'm
You're too
probably.
classy
That's
for
my
that.
plan, actually.
That's why you join this band.
He's
Somebody
just,
just
he's
did it.
staying in for 2 weeks, just so he can lay claim to 2 weeks worth of the production, and then when it hits multi-platinum, he's going to say, "Yeah, that 2 weeks belongs to me."
That's like minimum wage in royalties. I mean, that's awesome.
So somebody figured it out. Who does he really look like? Seriously.
Oh, the doctor.
Doctor Who.
No, Marie, who? Who does he look like, Marie? I know you'll know.
Oh,
With the glasses?
Yep. How about Roy Orbison?
oh,
yeah.
Come on.
We need to
not
get a
really
zoom.
sure-
We need to
I'm not
zoom this
really sure
camera
who
in
that
on that
is.
mug.
I was
So
gonna say
Don't make me get up and run the cameras, too.
I think I look a lot like Brad Pitt, actually.
I was thinking Tom Cruise, and
I
then
agree.
Brad Pitt,
Oh,
and
no.
then Roy Orbison came
hey,
in.
at least
I don't like Tom
he
Cruise.
does his own stunts, though. You got to give him at least credit for that. Especially on Oprah's couch when he jumps up and down, he's at least
but-
doing his own
But every
stunts.
single one of his movies has a higher budget for special effects than Star Wars because they need to make his face move.
You know what? We got another one here, and that's a winner, too. Drew Carey. That's another one.
He doesn't have the buzz cut though. He needs the buzz cut.
Taking these glasses off.
you look like everyone.
That's
That's great. Well, this is all about the music here today, so I want to make sure that the fans out there get another chance to hear another song at the same time the band does. And this is one of my all-time favorite songs, not only because they totally ripped off one of my songs with the title, but because actually I think it's one of the catchiest. I really like the hook in the song, but it's called Katie. And so if we can go ahead and play that for everybody.
number 3.
Number 3, and then we'll turn off the mics this time, so you won't hear our
We're
idle
gonna
banter.
do that then.
Can I have my glasses back, please?
All right, here's number 3.
This is Katie.
So sick of girls whining every night.
I need headphones?
Woohoo! That was Katie by So Much for Serious. First time they've heard that song too, since they were in the studio recording it. So, woo!
Hey, what's up with that?
We're getting a little sneak peek of the next
You
one.
guys don't be turning on my equipment with your minds. No mind control with me.
So this is So Much for Serious for everybody tuning in. This is the CAC Live show on KQCKLive.com. We're coming at you from the Santan Valley, Arizona, because we are international, everybody. International. And we got So Much for Serious here. These guys are up and coming, breaking into the music scene. They're in the process of completing their EIT degree program at Central Arizona College, in which they're going to be experts at the beginning of their career instead of the end of their career. And that's how we want to set these guys up. And so to give you a little taste of what these guys are all about, they're going to play a song for you live in studio. It's an unplugged acoustic version. Which song are you guys going to play first for us?
I think we're going to play a little song called Dance Around Instead.
Dance Around Instead. That's a jolly good tune. So let's go ahead and let's turn it over to So Much for Serious.
All right.
Dance Around Instead.
Oh, no.
Oh, good one. All right, here we go.
Tell you a tale of a boy who just couldn't enjoy the way life had presented itself when he wanted to live like a king and have everything that his heart could desire. He made up a life in his head that he wanted instead and imagined it always until he lost all of his sleep. Everybody would keep on just bringing and breaking him down. He waited a year or 3, still nothing came to be. He jumped out of bed with his pants on his head and he screamed as loud as can be. Oh, I can't get a break and nothing's going my way. I try again and again, but nothing's going my way. What's the deal? I truly feel like tearing off my head, but I'll just dance around instead. Dance around instead. Dance around instead. This boy with a dream has a magical thing, but he just doesn't know what it is anymore. So he tries and he cries and he buys all the lies that the doubters are throwing his way. See, they don't think he can go far, they don't see that his heart is the size of 1,001. So he smiles with his teeth, but he dies underneath, cause they're bringing and breaking him down. He waited a year or 4, opportunity knocked on his door. He opened it up, but it wasn't enough, so he screamed a little bit more. Oh, I can't get a break and nothing's going my way. I try again and again, but nothing's going my way. I could run and grab a gun and fill my mouth with lead, but I'll just dance around instead. Dance around instead. Dance around instead. Na 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 na.
The Peacock liked it.
Thank you. Thank you, Peacock.
You have at least one fan.
When you get approval from the male, the big male peacock out there, that's something.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that for everyone. That's awesome.
We're doing it. We're doing it all for him.
Your fans out there are loving it.
Yeah,
loving it.
That's a fun song, and you know what? Because of the survey response we're receiving here, I think we got one more in store for these guys. But I want to ask them, for those people out there who want to know more about So Much for Serious, you want to be on the fast track to getting their album when it is released. And do we have an ETA? Do we have a timeline of when we think that's going to come out, just to keep our fans bating their breath here?
Beginning of summer.
Beginning of summer. That's vague and general enough, I think, without making too much of a commitment. That's. When do I think it'll come out? When I approve it, that's when.
We're gonna give some close-ups and some personal video on this song, along with the group video. So we're gonna split
cool.
that up a little bit.
Little picture-in-picture action.
That's
going
right.
on there. That's cool.
That's
hey, Ryan,
right.
you're front and center.
Hello.
Yeah. Yay.
All right.
So here I'm gonna ask you guys a couple questions. So when first time on TV. So no, when the fans want to find out more about you, and get right up on that microphone when you answer this question, where do they go? How do they find out more about you?
Our Facebook page.
What is this Facebook that you speak of?
Social media thing. I don't know
Okay.
how to
Yeah,
explain. I don't
it's
understand
this
the
new
question.
invention.
So if the public wanted to find you on the Facebook,
The Facebook.
where would they go on the Facebook to locate you guys?
Facebook.com/so much for serious.
And then click like.
No spaces, and the 4 is spelled out like the word for.
So
F-O-R.
So SOMUCH
Yes.
FOR serious.
Yes.
Okay. and they have to click like in order to actually see content, right? I mean, they have to.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a requirement,
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Either way, it really helps us out.
Okay. That's cool. Because if you don't like the band, then you really have no need to go there. And then so if you are going there, you should be clicking like because you obviously like them.
Then why are you there?
Like us, we don't get like any money or food.
Right.
We don't
and then
eat.
and then
we
you
don't
eat paper
eat.
towels.
We're very poor.
We are so poor.
We are poor. Okay, so aside from the Facebook page, you have some other types of channels by which people can. I mean, I'm a big fan of your videos. I've seen every single one of them. I'm kind of upset that they don't come out more frequently.
Yeah.
In fact, half of the jokes we've joked about today, including the Mario Brothers and everything, are all from these guys' videos. And honestly, I think their videos are equally as entertaining as their music is. But they might not agree with me, but I love them. I watch them over and over again. And so, if they want to watch your videos, where do they go to see your videos?
YouTube.
Oh yeah, what
YouTube?
is this?
Should I
What is
explain that
this?
too?
What is this YouTube that you speak of?
YouTube?
What
What do you speak of?
What is this YouTube? How do you say YouTube?
What are these YouTubes?
Do I tube or do you tube?
We tube.
We tube
So
together.
we tube together. So how do we find you guys on YouTube?
Same thing. YouTube.com/so much for serious.
And
Why
then-
don't you change?
If you were to go just to YouTube looking for us, you would just type "so much for serious" in without spaces, and
Okay.
that'll bring our.
Or
So it is
with spaces. It still works.
So if it's
Either way,
it's
really.
SOMUCH FOR serious.
Serious, yes.
Okay.
Serious.
And we've got a great question before you start. Somebody wants to know, do you have a song called So Much for Serious?
We do not. No.
What is the name of your upcoming album? Do you have an album name?
It's
Proclamation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Proclamation.
Proclamation. So we've already heard the title track of that upcoming
Yes,
record.
ma'am.
It's
Very
actually
good.
it's kind of a concept album about aliens. So, and that's just the main idea of it.
It starts
About
off-
aliens. The kind in spaceships?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I didn't know if this was going political or not. 'Cause it was like, damn, not another one of these.
You're dead 70.
Well, there are aliens walking amongst us. Alien
Of course.
robots.
Oh man.
So, yeah, we need to. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that. So, you guys have a Twitter account too?
yes.
And what? How?
That one has a 4 without the
Oh,
spelling.
okay. So why don't you spell that out for everybody so they can
SOMUCH
Four, the number four.
4.
serious.
Serious.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, Jeremy, you can't be hiding back there. People are like, what's up with Jeremy? You're hiding.
Hiding behind Luke, where he always seems
There
to be.
we go. There we go.
Oh.
Hey, Jeremy, why don't you just come up and just say hi again?
Yeah, say hi again.
I mean, because you're part of the.
Say hi to the ladies, Jeremy.
Hello, guys.
No, the
No,
ladies.
the ladies, not the guys.
Hey, Jeremy, you could say hi to the guys too. We're not judgmental here. That's totally okay. That's totally okay. We're
curious
all,
robot.
We are inclusive, not exclusive here in the EIT program. So inclusive.
Well said, Dan.
Yep. Okay. So we got 5 more minutes, guys. What are we going to hear?
Visitor.
A song called Visitor. What is this
Visitor.
song about?
This song is about aliens.
Definitely.
Okay.
Specifically.
Not robots.
No.
Not dragons.
No, it's about imagine that the world is about to be destroyed and one person gets to be saved. This song is about that person.
All right. Can it be me?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So the song is about me, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
we wrote it about you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and hit it off. Visitor by So Much for Serious.
Listen close, my friend. I have been sent here to warn you. Time is near the end. Life is coming to a close now. Please don't shed a tear. This is how it has to be. There's nothing more to fear. So take my hand and follow me away to a place where we can say anything on our minds. We can leave it all behind. So let's just go. Don't look back. Say goodbye to boring. 'Cause life is about to get exciting. Quickly we must go. I've been watching from above, and I already know the sickness from your lack of love that's driving them downhill. But you are free of debt to pay. This time will not stand still. So take my hand and follow me away to a place where we can say anything on our minds. We can leave it all behind. So let's just go. Don't look back. Say goodbye to boring. 'Cause life is about to get exciting. Starts now.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for this week. Stay tuned to CAC Live next week, Thursday, 2:30. Tom DiCamillo will be interviewing Chris Wadka, the VP of Finance, talking about the new expansion at Superstition Mountain Campus. And for Tom DiCamillo and Joe C., I'm Dan Bush. This is So Much for Serious. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time.
Bye. That's right. I want to thank all you guys. Thanks for checking it out. And make sure you go to their Facebook page and like them. Right, guys?
Yes, please.
All right.
We like you.
What else?
Or else. Or else.
Oh, or else. All right, we're out for now, guys. Thanks again for coming into the studio. I thought you guys were great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thanks
for having
for
us.
having us.
You were great.
Santan Motorsports, located in Queen Creek, specializes in off-road ATVs, dirt bikes, UTVs, side-by-sides, street bikes, and provides performance work. Santan Motorsports is your local dealership for off-road parts and accessories. They provide and pride themselves on excellent customer service and a staff that understands all aspects of the off-road business. Come in and browse our dealership and find those parts and accessories you've been looking for. Check our website, santanmotorsports.com, for monthly specials as well as used equipment. Santan Motorsports, your one-stop shop for sales, service, and knowledgeable staff. Located in Queen Creek on Power Road and Santan Boulevard.